What's going on, everyone? This is Corey Edwards, life coach, executive coach. Today's topic is going to be staying human. I'm going to say stay human throughout this channel, throughout my broadcast, because I think it's very important. I think it's actually very critical in this day and age. We are in the 21st century. Technology is very prevalent in our lives. We all use it. I've been in the tech industry for a little over 20 years, so I'm well aware of technology. Well aware of the implications and the social engineering that's involved in implementing technology in our lives on an everyday basis. So it's important to stay human. Today we're going to view um, a broadcast that's narrated or conducted by Miss Paula Herlock. Miss Herlock is a human development specialist with Jamaican roots, um, but she brings some very important and insightful ideas into what it means to be human and to stay human. So I'm going to make my comments on what she's saying to bring some things to light. So let's watch, listen, and learn.
Anxiety and depression are diagnosis of Western practitioners. Now, people will not make the connection between diet and spirituality and anxiety and depression, but our ancestors and and Jamaican tradition, they knew if your nerves start take you, that they should go get some sauce of leaf and boil it and give you, you drink it at night time, or some guava leaf, because they are inextricably bound, all of these things. And we need to recognize that we cannot compartmentalize one thing and this and the, your health is not over here, your mental state is over here, your nutrition is over here, and your relationships are over here. They're all bound. When your liver is not working, you're very angry. You're also very.
So let me stop here for a moment. So she said a lot of things right there. So Western technology has created or compartmentalized a lot of the um, human activity that we experience every day. So, for example, she mentioned anxiety or depression. Um, Anxiety and depression may have been contributed due to some external issues, but sometimes it can be, or oftentimes it can be internal. You know, what are you eating on a daily basis? How are you sleeping? What kind of condition are you in physically? We're not educated on the foods that we eat and how it affects our body. We're just, you know, we're told in today's society that food is for comfort, for taste, and not realizing what positive or negative effects it has on our body, physically and mentally. Again, these are holistic principles. It's very important to understand that what you put in your body um, can reflect how you're expressing yourself. So if you're not feeling well, if you're angry or irritable, if you're upset and you're not sure why, or you're angry and you take it out on somebody, or you're depressed and no one's understanding you, you may want to check what you're eating. You have to think about that because again, we're looking at it from a holistic point of view. Everything is interconnected. There is an interdependence that we're working with. Let's continue on.
Very depressed. You're also very sluggish. So many things can happen when your body is filled with toxins, right? If your body is filled with parasites, your temperament is also going to be disturbed, right? I mean, biblically,
Your temperament, your temperament, your attitude, your temperature. Are you heated? Are you hot? Are you cold? Are you distant? Let's continue.
they would refer to the demons, and they always reference the pigs. If you eat a lot of pig, then you're going to get a lot of parasites, and you're going to be filled with parasites. Your vibration is going to be lowered. Your vitality is going to be lowered. Your mental acumen is going to be lowered, right? So when we think of anxiety and depression, and these things are modern phenomena more so than before, it's because we are disconnected from ourselves. It is because we are disconnected from nature. It is because we are not nourishing our body properly, and it is because we are not detoxing our bodies properly.
So nourishment not only involves what we eat, but nourishment also involves how we're connected to the actual place we live, which is planet Earth. You know, the sun nourishes our body. The grass and the oxygen that we breathe nourishes our body. The sounds that we hear in nature nourishes our body. It brings a calmness or a peace to us. It makes us feel more connected to the present, to where we are presently. Oftentimes, if we're depressed or anxious, it normally is because we're thinking of something that either happened in the past or something that may be happening in the future. But it's important for us to stay present. So when you go outside and you're actually in the sun, breathing fresh air, looking at the grass, touching trees, you are present, and that can help you with your depression or your anxiety. Let's continue.
How do I propose to look at it? I think I recommend that we take the time to go and immerse in nature. That is the best thing you can do to get rid of your anxiety. Take your shoes off so you can reconnect with the earth, right? We are electromagnetic. The sun is electric, the earth is magnetic. We are electromagnetic. If we don't pray, if we don't meditate, the connection between heaven and earth becomes disconnected. We are the conductor.
And if you don't know if you want proof of being electromagnetic, you can probably do it now. Well, I know you can. I know you can do it now if you want to take the time to do it. But back in the day, before the technology we have right now, before streaming devices, before Bluetooth connections, television and radio were all analog, right? So those invisible radio waves that were used to connect television and radio to broadcast frequencies was analog. Now it's digital. You could literally touch your television or touch your radio because, like she just said, we are electromagnetic. As human beings, you can actually touch your television or radio and get signals. You can get that channel that you were looking for by touching it. You can get that radio frequency by touching your radio. Why? Because as being a human, being electromagnetic, those frequencies can go through our bodies and reach that instrument that you were using, whether it's a television or radio. We can tune in. Our body can actually tune in to that frequency and listen to that radio channel or view that television channel that we want to watch, because those analog signals, those communication signals, those frequencies which were going through our body into that instrument. That's real life. So yes, human beings are electromagnetic.
Think about it. When we pray, I mean, and I'm not going to be religious here, I'm being spiritual here. When we pray, prayer is a form of commune with the divine and with nature. And so, if you were to do a visualization, when you pray, the light comes into your body through your crown chakra, and it goes through your entire body and it nourishes you. And then that's a circle. It's almost like, in physics, you see the magnet and the flow of energy around it. That's exactly how it is with a human. We're here, the energy flows in, it flows down through our feet into the earth, and it's like that. We also pulling it up from the earth and it goes around. When that is interrupted or broken, that is when you have the illness. That's when you have depression. That's when you have anxiety. That is when you start to have physical ailments as well. Because one of the things that we emphasize a lot in Wellness Experience Jamaica is that sometimes illness is not necessarily physical, it is energetic. And so all you require is some energy healing. Energy healing is equal to immersion in nature. Go to the river, go to the beach, go out into your lawn and lie down, right? Go up to the top. If you're on a high building, go out on the balcony and breathe in some fresh air. Watch the sunset, watch the sunrise, watch some birds in your garden, right? So those are some things that you can do to shift your energy. You can raise your energy or your vibration also by listening to music, because music.
I'm gonna stop before she gets into the music. So, in my practice, um, I will always encourage my clients that whatever obstacles they're facing, we're going to look on the inside out. Meaning, whatever obstacles you are looking at or view as an obstacle or a challenge, the obstacle or the challenge may not be the issue. The obstacle or challenge is how we view that obstacle or challenge. What is our reaction to whatever is facing us? What is our belief on how it should be viewed versus what it actually is? And what can we do? What can I do to help you remove that obstacle? Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. And they all, like I said, they all can be connected. What can we do? What can I do to help you remove those obstacles so that you can reach whatever goal you want to reach? What can we do? What can I do to help you fulfill your dreams? Let's continue.
Music is a frequency, it's energy as well. And depression and anxiety sometimes have to do with the brain and one area being overactive or understimulated or undernourished. And so if you can stimulate the brain with some frequencies, and I always tell people, go onto YouTube and type in solfeggio frequencies, type in love frequency, type in frequency for anxiety. Type in frequency for depression. Type in frequency for sadness, jealousy, any kind of emotion. There is a frequency to assist the brain to come back into equilibrium. Yeah? Another thing that you can do is dance. No, dancing has always been a part of our culture as a people, melanated people. We full of rhythm. So dancing is very much a part of melanated peoples. It is something that we do naturally. We hear the drums. The drums are healing. People don't recognize that drums and rhythm are healing. And just a sidebar, in certain African countries, if any member of the tribe started experiencing signs of mental instability, they would get them out there, they would play the drums, and they have to stamp their feet. Stamp, stamp, stamp. If you think about it.
So I'm pretty sure a lot of people can identify with that. That if you're not feeling well, if you're depressed, if you're just, I mean, you're just dark, you're just feeling sad. One of the things that can change those feelings almost immediately is putting on your favorite song, right? Playing your favorite artist. Pretty sure a lot of people can understand that. I've definitely done that. Definitely done that on several occasions. Where if I'm not feeling just very depressed or feeling very sad, I will put on some of the great music. For me personally, it's usually Earth, Wind, and Fire or Stevie Wonder. Really specifically because those that music, specifically in the '70s, operated on a high frequency, meaning there were a lot of strings and rhythms in the music of the '70s and '80s, in my opinion. Right. Um, if you notice now, I mean, we always have rhythm, we always have beats, but now, for whatever reason, in the 2000s, a lot of the rhythms and higher frequency strings have been removed from the music, creating lower vibration, which plays a major role um, in depression and anxiety. It doesn't make you feel good. In my opinion, music is supposed to make you feel good. So if you listen to strings, music with rhythm and strings can play a major role in your emotions. Let's continue.
That's like you're grounding, you're earthing, you're reconnecting back with Mother Nature and this and the vibration. So energetically, right? Mental illness, anxiety, depression have to do with the energy body being out of balance. So the dancing that we do as Jamaican people and as people of color is part of what keeps us grounded, what keeps us connected. Every ceremonial ritual for every people all over the world involves dancing. It involves sound and it involves dancing, right? So I tell people, listen, if you're feeling depressed or if you feel anxious, turn on some music in your living room and dance, right? If you like reggae, put on the reggae. If you like salsa, put on the salsa. Whatever it is, put it on and dance and you will feel better. I mean, some people are going to say, come on, this is chemical and this needs to be medicated. No, no. Before medication, people handled this kind of thing with ease. They knew what to enhance the nutrition with. They knew what to do to the body to get it back, you know, and it's.
And what she's specifically talking about, what she specifically is talking about is synthetic medication versus herbs, fruits, and vegetables. I probably will get into that in another episode, but that is um, that's a major concern. I'll put it to you that way. synthetic medication versus herbal herbal medication, or herbal remedies or herbal solutions. Human beings have been around for millions of years. Scholars don't even know exactly how long humans have been here. Why do I say that? Because there's always new articles about new discoveries that show that this particular skeleton of skull is is older than we can imagine. Or they'll do a carbon data study that shows that this skull is older than the previous skull. So we don't know how long humans have been here, but we do know they've been here for a very long time, thousands, if not millions of years. So the fact that we've been here for that long, for that long period of time, um, some things don't have to be reinvented. We just need to realize and respect what's already here, and what's already been here for thousands of years. We need to respect that and utilize that to our benefit. So let's continue.
So it can be done. Another thing that this might seem far fetched and unrelated to anxiety and depression, but a simple thing like coming home and taking a bath, a long warm bath in a solution of sea salt, bicarbonate of soda, and Epsom salts can also bring you back into balance, get rid of or release the anxiety, and quell to some extent certain aspects of the depression. No, I still recommend that people go and see a professional or practitioner if it is severe. But if you can incorporate these things into your day, then you will find that those things get diminished.
Play your favorite music while you're in the bathtub. How about that?
The thought form that you hold also will influence anxiety or depression. Persons who suffer from anxiety and depression dwell a lot in the past or dwell a lot in the future. So they're anxious about the future or they're sad about the past. And so if you can become a little bit more present and just say, listen, man, I'm grateful. I'm here. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I have food on the table. I have one little work. Although the people them stress me. If you can just look at it and change your thought patterns to one of more gratitude and acceptance, then you are good. And the last one, and it's not the least, it's actually the most significant thing. If you can think of what it is that might be the root cause of your anxiety or your depression, and you can remove the root cause, then I think you'll be in a good place. So if it's a relation,
And that's another thing. Whatever you are going through, you always want to find the root cause. As a business professional, as an analyst, that's the role that I played in troubleshooting and finding problems. You always want to find a root cause. Nowadays, they want to um, cover or put a remedy on it through medication versus, so they want to medicate you versus trying to find a root cause, discovering that root cause, resolving that issue in hopes that it'll resolve um, whatever anxiety or depression that you're going through. You should always go back to the root cause. What is the cause of this action? Find the root cause. If you can heal that, if you can remedy that, then 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, that'll help you resolve that anxiety or that depression if you can discover it and fix it versus just taking medication and really not fixing anything. You always want to go back to the root cause and fixing that first. And perhaps you won't have to take any medication. You want to try to avoid any type of synthetic medication if you can do so, if it's possible. Let's continue.
Relationship and you can remove it, then by all means go ahead. If it's a job and you can remove it, then by all means try to do so. If it's a living situation and you can change it, then try to do so. But at all times, be looking at how you can figure out what the root cause is. Yeah? And that would be it in terms of anxiety and depression. On another note, there are some mineral and vitamin deficiencies that can cause depression and anxiety. B12 is one of them. So if your B12 is very low, your iron will also be low. And if your iron is low, you're going to be sad, you're going to feel hopeless, you're going to feel weak and helpless. And so sometimes all you need to do is eat some food or get some supplementation.